um, in jurisdictions. I'm sure, of course, you have to understand the environments are different. But at the same time, as AAG, as I said earlier, we are a lobby group who are here to look after the interests and the growth of Zimbabweans. For instance, we can tell you that most diaspora mortgages at present, I think I know of 2 or 3. They're saying you have to raise 25% of the value of the home as part of your mortgage. You're talking about a quarter. If you're talking of a house or a home that's worth 300,000, then imagine. The other thing is, in Zimbabwe, you're talking of like interest rates of about 18%, which are unsustainable. Imagine you're looking at our currency here is stable, and the advice rate is 2 to 3%.
And sometimes, if you want to invest, do a lot of businesses there on your farm, you really can't do that. So can they make it flexible?
I'll start with your second question.
Okay.
You're talking of individual, not business property mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First, maybe I should address this to everyone. We are at a high degree of negotiation with 2 financial institutions in Zimbabwe who are going to be, it's not AAG that's going to be doing the lending, it is these institutions. But because they have no legal local stand here in England to pursue you legally, we will then have an agreement. We are at memorandum of agreement stage at the moment. It's not a signed contract, but that we will act on their behalf, which means we do the due diligence on you. The agreement you're signing with us, and we're handing you over to them as the financiers. So this is not pertaining to answer your second question, where you're talking of difference in jurisdictions. I'm sure, of course, you have to understand the environments are different. But at the same time, as AAG, as I said earlier, we are a lobby group who are here to look after the interests and the growth of Zimbabweans. For instance, we can tell you that most diaspora mortgages at present, I think I know of 2 or 3. They're saying you have to raise 25% of the value of the home as part of your mortgage. You're talking about a quarter. If you're talking of a house or a home that's worth 300,000, then imagine a quarter of that, you're talking about 75,000 up front. So when negotiating with them in such a way, maybe if they can eliminate the deposit part, if they can't, maybe they should have a structure in place where you work towards the deposit in installments. Let's say you say the first 12 months is not a mortgage, but you're working towards maybe a small amount of deposit. The other thing is, in Zimbabwe, you're talking of like interest rates of about 18%, which are unsustainable. Imagine you're looking at our currency here is stable, and the advice rate is 2 to 3%, and we're saying since this is the diaspora mortgage based on a stable currency, maybe we should stick to the applied economic rates that are here of 2%, and also should be a fixed one, because at present the diaspora mortgages back home also, they have like a mobile interest rate. This month is 18, next month is 12, the other month is 22. We want something that is signed, predetermined. If it's a 10-year mortgage, predetermined 10-year throughout the amortization of the mortgage, you're still speaking of the same 2% per annum. So these are the things we're still negotiating. For instance, we're saying deposit, we're saying interest rates, we're saying what Dr. Chiwanda spoke about, which was the title deed. We want you to hold title, but we put what we call a lien or a caveat, where you can't sell forward, but at the same time you hold title to the home. There's so many economic advantages which I'm not going to suggest to you for holding title to your own home. But the point is, at the end of the day, this is what to do with. Are we benefiting the Zimbabweans based here in the diaspora, in a sense? And then as for the land that you spoke about, definitely it's part of the mortgages. So if you own a piece of land, and you're economically active here, then definitely, you definitely should get one like that.
So you can hire the people who own the commercial loan. So you take the commercial loan to hire the insurance.
Yeah. And so the point is, we're a conduit. We are here as a conduit to be in between Zimbabweans or our people here and institutions back home, as it is difficult legally for them for the two of you to be communicating in an easier way. At the same time, as I said earlier, that we are here to amplify the voices. Imagine if we are walking into this institution like what we're doing at present and saying we represent a segment that is this big, And this segment says to do business with you, you need to reduce interest by maybe even 0.5% or 5%. But then we're showing them the bigger picture. Even if you reduce by this much, we can still provide maybe 10,000 people for argument's sake. So we are now speaking with the bigger voice because of the numbers that we are. Yeah. Oh yeah, and before I forget as well, part of the agreements that we want to onboard have to do with cover in case of loss of life. We don't want you to lose your property because you're no longer here with us. It should be developmental for your family as well. So we are also negotiating with another institution that does life cover, which will form as part of the agreement. You have to have this agreement with this institution.
Yes.
If you are to pass on before your mortgage is amortized, then they cover the balance and your family.
Fantastic.
So it's actually good for you to die early.